Many of you know how strongly I promote for everyone to have clarity around their vision, around the purpose, about their destination, about their dream, whatever you want to call it. And let me explain why this is important. So, most of architects, when they graduate, they are so happy because they finally are free and they can start building their dream, starting to look for a job and be engaged and do work for some companies that will allow them to build their dream. But as many of you know, here it is the first roadblock. They can't find a job. It happened to everyone. And they send a lot of applications. They go to many interviews, but they can't secure the job. And they become very frustrated. But eventually, they get a job. The reason that they can't find a job is usually the mismatch between the education and what the employer wants. And there's a lack of clarity to understand what is that the employer is looking for. But here we are in the job, and then we are so overwhelmed to figure out what is expected from us. And so we're learning, we're following the instructions from the employee, and plus, life happens. Most of you get married, they start a family, and so things happen, and the time goes very fast. And it takes probably about 5 years before those architects realize that I'm not actually getting ahead in any direction. My financial situation is not improving. I'm stuck on the same wages as I started. I don't go, my career is not expanding. I'm not stepping up in my career. So again, they become quite frustrated and overwhelmed what to do next. And that's why having a plan is so important. So I'd like to share my story just to illustrate how important that is. So I had a plan. And even though I gone the same path, difficulty to find a job, difficulty to find the right job that will help me to grow, and there's a structured way of me learning the process. I've gone through all of this. And around year 3, I realized that, yes, I was lucky because I found the employer that had a really well-structured way to help young architects to grow. So I've learned a lot, but my financial position hasn't moved, and my role in the job hasn't moved as far as I wanted. So I became frustrated. And at that point, I look at my plan, I'm not moving ahead, I'm not getting closer to my vision, to my goal, to my dream. So I've decided to leave that job and look for the job that will give me growth financially to start with. And, that was a huge dream, but it happened. I found a job that paid me exactly twice as much that I was getting from the previous employer. So at that point, I said, okay, I can start investing my money. That will help me with my dream, my property development dream. But then I realized I need to expand my property development skills. And so I went back to uni. I was still working. I went back to uni to do another degree, property development degree. So I learned those skills that I will need in the future. And as it happened, as I was learning those skills, my new employer was benefiting, and that they were showing back to me that my income was growing, my position was growing, and I had more and more challenging projects because I had more skills. And so soon after I started to build my dream, I actually went through my developments, and that's how I was expanding and getting closer to my dream. So this is exactly what I want for you. I want you to realize how important it is to have your plan drawn up so you actually you know where you're going, and your brain is actually helping you on that path, because you realize what gaps you have, and what kind of jobs you need to take on, so that will help you to grow and get closer to your dream. I hope this helps.